huskers.fm.com.
Happy day after Labor Day. It's a Tuesday. We are 2 days, 2 sweeps since North Dakota, and we are headed eyes forward towards Georgia Southern. The Fighting Eagles. It's the rule. Jay Foreman, let them know about the Mercado.
The Mercado. It's a certified Piedmontese exclusively sold there. 84th and Havelock. All different cuts of meat. Great atmosphere, great service, great food, great people. And you can grab a little dessert afterwards, too. So they got you. Got you when you get there. Great desserts, too. And the certified Piedmontese is legit.
That's the good beef. The sorbet. And they've got like 5 different kinds of sorbet that you can choose from. So you can't go wrong. Cannot go wrong. 402-464-5685. Starter Heyman text line, Honda Lincoln hotline. If you want to join in the conversation, we appreciate you in advance. Hit us with a what's up, and let's have a conversation. The Starter Heyman live video stream is up, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter live, so you can see what's going on in the studio. See what's up as well after a 38-17 win. Couple of things in order. Jay Foreman, I'll ask you this. We went through the good, bad, and ugly in the crossover, but I'm a bit of a Kool-Aid, not Kool-Aid kind of dude.
Mm-hmm.
Kool-Aid or not Kool-Aid? Here we go. 1,000-yard rusher, Anthony Grant. Kool-Aid or not Kool-Aid?
I guess cool. I mean, he's gonna do it.
1,000 yards.
Yeah, he'll have a G. So what does that mean? That's a legit statement.
Yeah.
So does that mean it's Kool-Aid?
That's Kool-Aid.
Okay,
That's
Kool-Aid. Yeah.
That's Kool-Aid. Nathan?
I honestly would take it a step further. I'd probably go 1,200.
We just asked a yes or no question. I mean, it's
Kool-Aid or not Kool-Aid?
You were the one asking about it.
We just asked it yes or no. We don't need you to go a step further.
I'll go.
No.
I'm drinking 2 cups of Kool-Aid.
You're so wild.
2 cups.
Let's see what he does on this next one.
Let's
Let's see what he does on this next one, Jay Foreman.
All right.
Winning season, Virginia Tech Hokies. Kool-Aid or not Kool-Aid?
Not Kool-Aid.
Not
You
don't think you
That
got
was
any
a quick
bounce
turn,
back?
wasn't
You
it?
got any bounce back?
Hell no.
I think the ACC so bad though. Can 6-6 count as a winning season for you?
No, that's not good enough.
And they won't go 6-6.
I think they will.
They got Old Dominion at home on Saturday.
They just
All
played.
right, excuse me, Boston College.
Oh, they're gonna be mad.
Ooh.
Because Boston College just lost to Rutgers.
Yeah.
So that's probably another loss.
Oh.
Not Kool-Aid, DP.
Okay, not
Not
Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid.
Not Kool-Aid. Postseason honors for Casey Thompson in the Big Ten Conference. Kool-Aid or not Kool-Aid?
Oh, I'll be Kool-Aid. I could see him getting something. Yeah, either like newcomer or like depends. A lot depends on wins and losses. Because you could have some serious numbers, and then if you don't perform well, then there's a team, then they get it. But I think he'll get something.
We can go deeper. Nathan, go ahead.
Does honorable mention count?
Yeah, that's the next.
Then I'll say Kool-Aid.
Okay.
I say honorable mention.
Okay. Is he one of the top 4 quarterbacks in the Big Ten Conference? Kool-Aid or not Kool-Aid? Mm-hmm.
I'd probably say, yeah.
Nathan?
Right now, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say not Kool-Aid.
Not Kool-Aid.
Not Kool-Aid.
The Huskers will have a receiver in the All Big Ten Conference mentioned.
Oh, Kool-Aid for sure. Trey Palmer, he in there. He gonna get that rock. I mean, as long as he stays healthy, he's gonna get that rock.
I'd say Kool-Aid too, and I'd say
Kool-Aid.
Trey Palmer
because he can catch and he can do some. He's competitive.
Some of those bubble screens too. Get him out in open field. Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Kool-Aid or not Kool-Aid? Kicking specialist, All Big Ten Conference.
Boonshini or whatever his name is. Boonshini might get it. What's his name?
Bleak Road? Is that who you're thinking?
Bleak
of?
Road's the place kicker.
He's
punter.
The punter. What's the punter's
That's
name?
Bushini.
Yeah, Bushini.
Nathan, what do you think?
I'm going to say
Brian
not
Buccini,
Kool-Aid.
number 95,
Yeah.
from Helena, Montana. Yep.
I'm with you, DP. That was the ugly for me. The special teams let you down again, not Kool-Aid.
How did the special teams let you down?
You missed another kick, 7-7. Like DP, if you're playing the Big
But
Ten,
okay,
you
let me.
have to have that field goal.
I can probably. Yeah.
Have to have
Okay, that's a have to have it. I think he'll make it. I'm confident he'll do. He can kick.
It worried me because that was a chip shot, and then he smoked a 46-yard.
Right, so he's got the bounce back.
I hope so.
He's got the bounce back.
I hope.
Look, man, this is his first home game. Give him a break. I think he can kick. I think the punter can punt. Now, listen here, man. I mean, I know I might be the oddity or whatever, but I can promise you right now, if I was coaching this team and Nate O'Brien touched that ball, we going nose to nose.
Rightfully so.
We're going to go nose to nose.
Yeah.
But then I'm going to give you a hug and tell you I love you. Just don't do it again, or else you're just probably going to be on the bench.
Would you have the same response to Wyatt Lever?
Yeah, I'm saying Nate be. I mean, I'm not a coach, so I'm pretending Nate's Wyatt.
Okay.
Wyatt's better looking, but
Wow, them's fighting words.
Fair enough.
I would have got into him a little bit, but I wouldn't have. But I see one thing I wouldn't have done is like the only problem I have when coaches kind of these people these days call it like coaching hard. When they coach kids and get after them, when it's like 4 or 5 times I got to come and get I just got to get into you one time. But I'm not going to put you on the milk carton unless it's something that if you're 4 or 5 weeks into, you're like, hey, Nate, you got my hands tied here, then that's why I got a problem.
Well, it's the old O.C. Davis from School Days. Do you want me to lose my job? At some point, you got to ask people.
Have you seen when Patrick Ewing asked that guard, he said, how many times have you worked on that shot? The guard looked at him, he's like, I ain't never seen you practice that shot. How many times he's like, you going to shoot a behind the back step back 3 in the game? You ain't never practiced that shot?
That's the easiest coaching question to ask.
I told you.
When did we work on that?
Nate, you never heard the story about macaroni and cheese, have you?
No.
DP's heard it.
Yeah.
All right, man. So we got a family recipe passed down, well, as far as I know, from my grandfather, Francis Foreman. We'll call him Poppy. But I think it started with his father, Houston. We call him Big Hughes. I've only met him like when I was real young. And went to my dad, and then obviously when I started living on my own in Buffalo, you gotta, try to, cook food. So I know the recipe. Cooking it and kind of add your own stuff to it, but you still got the basis of it that you can't, deviate from. Well, my dad does it a little bit different, and he knows how to do it right. He somehow adds a little bit of blue cheese in it, right? But you can't taste it. Now, mind you, this is the attention to detail that I didn't have, where I just seen blue cheese. So I made one the regular way, one big one the regular way, and one with my version of having some blue cheese in it. Never tasted it before and had it on Thanksgiving. My daughters told me after, because I just said, try it. They said, looked at me then, don't ever do that again. Moral of the story is, don't ever show up to Tom Osborne Field in the stadium not practicing your recipe. So what happened? Definitely isn't something that was practiced. It definitely isn't part of the original macaroni and cheese. Just don't show up and do it.
It's too much.
Or you get your feelings hurt. Now, my feelings were hurt because they said, Dad, that's the first time that your macaroni and cheese was booed. And they
but that's how you learn.
But hold on. They still talk about it. They just because, hey, I'm cooking macaroni and cheese, just don't put no blue cheese in it. And we 6 years down the road.
Yeah.
You see that impact?
They remind you, and he remembers.
Right.
But that's also how you get out of having to do it, is do it wrong first time. So they never ask you to do it.
I enjoy doing it.
So are you going to make us some mac and cheese?
I can.
All right.
You I don't know about you yet. I used to think you. I don't know about you yet, man. I was thinking about you this weekend, man. You and Nick, you guys thought you could roll, and that was just.
What are you talking
that was
about?
just DP. That was just. It wasn't even the beginning to taking you guys to the dark side.
Yeah.
Nick was done, boy. He was standing 8
I was
count.
fine.
Hey,
No, Nick was done.
Nick was TK'd.
Yeah.
Okay, he was TKO. He
Yeah.
was like, "Are you serious?" I was like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah.
This is we
He
just
was
getting
tapping
started.
out. I was ready to go.
You was on the cusp. You
But he took a step back to you don't know about this.
He
But
went
before the show, I had my music going. And I was playing some Morris Day in the Time. And he didn't know who it was. He liked it. He liked it, but he didn't know who it was.
Yeah. Have you done your homework? No,
I've done a little bit of homework.
Have you watched Belly yet?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you see, this is why we don't know about you yet.
This is why he can't cook for you
Yeah.
yet. You're not ready.
All right.
Yeah.
You're not ready for the greatness. Before we go to this early break, the news of the day was, in fact, watching our friends the Lincoln Salt Dogs qualify for the
playoffs, right?
Yes.
Good on them, man.
Made the playoffs. Had to go on a run, late season run, to do so. Swept this weekend over Sioux City. Tomorrow night, they will play a playoff game at Haymarket Park, and we have 4 seats to give away, 4 tickets to give away. And here's the trivia question, which will allow you to do this. Now, you can text in the answer. That would be the easiest way. The question is this. We know that Anthony Grant is leading the Huskers in rushing. We know that Mr. Allen is second. Who's third? We'll get to your answer and crown the winner when we come back to Old School.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. They might win, they might lose, but either way, you have something to say about it. Don't miss the Husker After Party postgame show immediately following every Nebraska football game. Nick Sainert and Jake Bachhoven give instant reaction, quotes from the players and coaches, and take all your phone calls with thoughts on the game. It's the Husker After Party postgame show, only on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sponsored by Action Plumbing and Heating, Gary Michaels Clothiers, and Brandt Excavating. There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
The fall sports season is here, and Brown Shoe Fit is celebrating that with a sale on athletic shoes. From now through the end of August, get $10 off any regular priced athletic shoe up to $105, and get $15 off shoes regularly priced at over $105. These are shoe brands including New Balance, Brooks, Hoka, and On. Gear up for the busy fall season today with the athletic shoe sale at Brown Shoe Fit, located at 66th and Q.
Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustace Body Shop, just south of 88th and Highway 2.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
My computer was a dinosaur, and our TV, well, let's just say it was definitely time for an upgrade. But finding a way wasn't so simple. And then I found it, a research study at Solarion. I searched the studies and found a perfect match for me. I earned cash for the study and was able to make those much-needed upgrades. Plus, I made an impact on medical research. Find a study and sign up today at helpresearch.com.
You should consider the risks of the research before you agree to participate.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on.
Areas of fog this morning, then becoming mostly sunny with an afternoon high around 85. South winds at around 10. Heading into tonight, patchy areas of fog possible again. A low of 62. We'll heat things up just a bit more as we head into our Tuesday with a high of 89. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism. Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.58 per hour. And other select jobs is starting at $24.28 per hour, with wages growing up to $30.30 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
When it comes to your home or business, we know you have options, and that's why John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning gives you just that. Options. We have plumbing, heating, and cooling memberships to serve all of your residential and commercial needs. We want to ensure you, your family, and your business are safe. Visit our website, jhlincoln.com, to find out more or call us at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
The Ticket Water Cooler with Jake Bakoven and Enrique Alvarez Clary.
There's still this Ramir Johnson community that wants to see Ramir Johnson touch the ball more. And I
just want to see him involved.
This is what we wanted going into the season. Find a 1A, find a 1B, find a guy glad. They finish up, they say Anthony Grant, AJ Allen are those guys, and then we sit back and go, well, I want to see the other guys get touches. I like what they're doing.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Mike check, rim rom wreck. Hey, Nate O'Brennan. Did you know, like, sometimes when I get on that hen dog, I can spit some rhymes. You know how they got Tommy Frazier? There is a Jay Foreman rap back in like 95 or something.
Rashawn played it.
He's got it on cassette.
Yeah.
There's on VHS and it just got burnt. Hey, I'm going to tell you this about Anthony Grant. I'm going to give it to him. Anthony, his nickname for me is Anthony Dead Leg Grant. Okay? Dead Leg. I want to, if I got a chance to interview Applewhite, right? The only thing I'm going to ask him, do you teach the dead leg? Because the dead leg move has withstood time.
Mm-hmm.
It's been going on. And all that stuff when people be doing those, going through the little like
jump stop rules.
Dead leg is just sitting here. Hey, I'm gonna work 100%.
I'm still a goat.
He gave a dead leg. I'm not gonna compare him to it, but the dead leg was Chuck Foreman-esque.
Yeah. Wow.
Because it was a hard dead leg, and then he got up on one leg.
Wow.
He gave him He gave him the Frederick Freak Show.
Man.
Okay. Hey, but that dead leg he hit on him, though?
No.
Because the dead leg is there's like 2 or 3 ways to do it. You can do the soft dead leg to kind of get a yard, right? Just like, hey, I got a dead leg and get up in there and get the first down. But when you want to get when you hit the super dead leg on him, you hit the dead leg and then you accelerate off of that bad boy.
It's the sound. Here's the
But
sound.
then he didn't give you the Johnny Cueto shoulder like my dad used to do.
No. Here's the sound of the North Dakota defensive back. Ah!
Hey, but he did get his ankle hurt.
It was. I was saying it earlier. I'm pretty sure there are like 6 sets of ankles still on the Memorial Stadium turf.
Right.
When he got back to North Dakota, there was a note on his door with his girlfriend and said, "Listen, I can't date a dude no ankles."
So my mother-in-law had foot surgery. She's recovering well. And as soon as that happened, she was at our house for KJ's party, and I was like, "Look, that North Dakota DB's gonna have to get what you got."
Right. Hey, man,
I had to replace it.
Hey, let me tell you something, man. My dad, the only when I was in the pros, he'd always call me and ask me about the games and stuff, and kind of like, hey, this is what you did good. Then he'd be asking me about defenses and stuff. We played in Pittsburgh one time, and Vic Fangio had this defense where, like, I would line up on the right side of the center. It was a zone blitz, but if they ran like a bubble screen to the slot, like I gotta like at least make the play until the cavalry comes. So I'm literally running sometimes 20 yards, and they had Antoine Randall L. And
Skeeter.
Right. So
Skeeter.
And here's the deal. We ran the blitz, and it was like 3rd and 15. So you don't, the thing is, don't take the cheese, don't jump on it early. So I had to get some depth and then come out late because I was trying to help on the deep end cut, and then come out. You talk about the dead leg. So there's the whole thing. If you get even with him, he leaving. So I got a little even with him, in Pittsburgh field was choppy. It was late in the year. I just kept going. It was a business decision. But hold on. Here's the bad thing. It was a business decision. My contract was up. My ACLs need to be intact for me to get paid. That's number one. Number two, Joey Porter, who I know, and everybody just giving me the business. But when I picked up my phone and talked to my dad, he talked about the dead leg for that Antoine Randall gave me for 15 minutes. And then guess what he said? See, I told you, if you let him do that, there's no way you would ever be able to tackle me. See, hung up the phone though.
Yeah.
But he hung the phone up before. I'm like, Dad, but bonk.
Yeah.
Next tell done.
Yeah, he just dropped his mic. He just dropped his mic.
He said, if you let Antoine Randall L do, he said, he's like, I put some stuff on you ain't never seen before.
Your dad. Let me tell you how conflicted I was as a kid. So I was a Chuck Foreman fan because he ran the way I wanted to run the football.
Yeah, you guys got the same deal because my dad made sure he looked sweet in his uniform.
Right, like
I mean, for real, he had the spat and everything. He made sure he looked sweet.
Matter of fact, my high school coach, his favorite line was, "You are not Chuck Foreman." You are not, because we do the toss sweep, and I'd get on the edge, and I would always have the ball on the outside hand, but by one hand.
Yeah.
And he knew I was going to spin him, and I was going to shake him, and he was like, "You are not Chuck Foreman." But the other side of it was Washington would always play Minnesota in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And every year, Chuck Foreman would just destroy them. So there's a year where they had Jack Pardee at linebacker and Chris Hamburger. And your dad went out of the backfield to the left and caught a pass from Tarkenton. And Tarkenton overthrew him a little bit, but it was cold, so you could just see it. Your dad stuck one hand up. Hamburger went for the ball. Pardee went for your dad. They both missed. And I mean, it was compressed. It literally was no room. And your dad caught it, somehow levitated backwards out of the lane, and then spun inside. Jack Pardee just rolled.
He's a magician.
Like he rolled from the hash to the numbers.
We need to have my dad call it so he could do it, so he could bless Nate.
Yeah, he would take him through.
You got to ask your dad about Anthony Granstead. Like,
I will.
I'll set
it up. Give him a couple of weeks. He's gonna be watching this week though.
Show it
because he already called. Said he's like, them Georgia Southern boys. Them boys can be running and hitting. I'm like,
they are.
I was like,
they are scat back-ish. They are scat back-ish, and I know that's an old school term, but he is a Georgia Southern.
They got all their receivers are like 5'10", 5'11". So
all
like
of them are scat back,
little water bugs.
Mm-hmm. All of them. Who was the guy? The kick returner from the Chiefs before Tyreek?
Oh, he's Dante Hall.
Dante Hall. That's what they all look like.
Yeah.
And they're all in between. They're all tough to tackle in space.
They got one guy 6'1", but I mean, look, man, they're going to put stress on you to where you need to tackle in space.
59 points.
Yeah, if you score 59 points, you can score points.
But here's the thing. That's the ugliest 59 points I've ever seen. I watched that full game today. That was, first of all, they were terrible for the first half of the game. Terrible. I believe they had 10 points, maybe 17 points at halftime. And the third quarter, all of a sudden, it wasn't that they got good. It's that luck. They caught a touchdown where the fade route to the corner, defensive back dove. It hit him in the butt, and a receiver who was trailing the play caught it for a touchdown.
Hustling to the ball. Hustling to the
ball. I can't recall a one that bounced off a defender's butt in the end zone, and the other dude caught it.
Booty pass on one.
Yeah, that's what it was. And then the other one was literally maybe the like everybody went to the da-da-da. It was that good. Another fade route in the corner, one-handed, elbow landed just inside the line, and he still held on to the ball. They did a lot of stuff poorly. They don't impress me defensively, but we'll talk about that. We got plenty to talk about when it comes to when they've got athletes. And look, Helton knows his business. Like, this is a Rose Bowl champion coach. We're not talking about a dude who's on his way up. We're not talking about a dude who just happens to be from down there, from Statesboro, Georgia, and got in the job 30 years ago. They haven't gotten rid of him. He's got talent.
And he's got a mission.
They won national titles before he got there. The program just aged out. Now we'll see. And just for leverage sake, just for perspective, they're now in the Sun Belt East. They were picked 5th in the Sun Belt East, which is not good, but perspective. 6th was James Madison. 7th, Old Dominion. I just want you to understand.
Right?
Once
you said Old Dominion, I'm like, okay, all right.
JMU recently won an FCS national
Right.
championship.
So
James
before
Madison, for real.
So before
folks,
a
few years.
They were fun to
before
watch,
folks,
too.
and if you watched Old Dominion, Nathan, I'm sorry for the listeners who watched Old Dominion Friday night. You have an understanding. First of all, they got some dogs. They got some full-on dogs. So this level of play, there's a small thing that's different. It's a height difference. It's a weight. He didn't weigh 10 pounds enough to be.
Didn't pass the eye test. Didn't go to didn't get to go to.
Didn't go to all the
camps
fancy
and all the camps and all that.
Exactly.
Didn't have social media because he had his phone taken away or something.
Something.
And didn't have a high school coach to push him.
Right. But
they're gonna come compete
again against against Morgan State. They put up 50 plus. So there's that. As you start to think about Saturday, we'll talk more about it. Brad from Baldwin, you were the winner of the 4 Salt Dogs ticket. You were the first person to get the answers.
Bradley.
I asked the question: who leads? Anthony Grant leads the Huskers in rushing with 290 yards. AJ Allen with 68. Third, Trey Palmer, 2 rushes for 12 yards. 2 for 12 for Trey Palmer. He is third on the team. We'll go to break. We'll come back. We'll make somebody smile, and then we'll get Jay psyched and prepared for his. This is his big week. This is Jay's breakout week because college games, high school games, NFL games, Jay Foreman will take you through it like nobody else, and then we'll ask him another question that begs to be answered. We'll do all of that coming up. Old School.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
My computer was a dinosaur, and our TV, well, let's just say it was definitely time for an upgrade. But finding a way wasn't so simple. And then I found it. A research study at Solarion. I searched the studies and found a perfect match for me. I earned cash for the study and was able to make those much-needed upgrades. Plus, I made an impact on medical research. Find a study and sign up today at helpresearch.com.
You should consider the risks of the research before you agree to participate.
Seasons change, but your land stays the same. You need the right solutions to keep you moving. That's why you rely on Acres Equipment, your Nebraska-owned premier John Deere dealership. Whether you're harvesting, protecting your crops, feeding the herd, maintaining your lawn, improving your business, or letting off some steam, Acres has what you need to get the job done. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Wow. Did you ever save me money on my car?
Yes, that's why our customers keep coming back.
How do you do it, friendly car dealer ?
We simply have low overhead and high trade-in values. The next line's yours.
Oh.
Ready for something better? Mullen Motors is a no-hassle, no-pressure dealership with financing available. Check out the inventory at MikeMullenMotors.com.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Hey, buying a used vehicle sucks, and the biggest problem is who can you trust? Hey, this is Carl from Price Right Auto out here at West O Street in Lincoln. Here's what customers have told us they want from us. They want transparent pricing with no games. We have all of our pricing on our website, plus a Carfax report. We don't want to buy a lemon. We include a 3-month warranty on all of our vehicles. We don't want to play games. Just make it simple. You saw that with non-commissioned salespeople. Can you trust us? Just check out our Google reviews. Again, this is Carl from Price Right Auto in West O. Check us out at PriceRightAuto.com.
Fall has arrived, and it's the perfect weather for the DIY market to listen to the game while building a deck. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance to make your project go smooth. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671 or go online at deckcityne.com.
John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
When it comes to your home or business, we know you have options, and that's why John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning gives you just that. Options. We have plumbing, heating, and cooling memberships to serve all of your residential and commercial needs. We want to ensure you, your family, and your business are safe. Visit our website, jhlincoln.com, to find out more or call us at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
The weather in Nebraska is unpredictable every day, and that's no fun when you're trying to golf. Double Eagle Golf in West Lincoln is now open to let you play in perfect indoor conditions daily. Double Eagle Golf has 5 simulator bays to hit in, by far the most in Lincoln. It has a fully stocked bar with beers and cocktails for you to enjoy while you play. Double Eagle Golf is open each weekday from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., so you can start the day there, take a client over lunch, or end the night with friends. Check out Double Eagle Golf today inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. It's soul food right here in Lincoln. Ribs, wings, catfish, coleslaw, cornbread, grits. I mean, I'd say it's food like your grandma used to make, but my grandma never made food like that. If you haven't already, you've got to give it a try. Check out their location across from South Point at 27th and Pine Lake, or find their food truck at events all over town, or visit them online at maryellens.com to see the full menu. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Let them fix you a plate. Guys, a couple months ago, I told you how I lost 36 pounds by taking part in the 10-week challenge at Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping. Well, now, after another 10 weeks, I'm down over 60 pounds, and I'm feeling stronger than I can ever remember. Farrell's uses a trusted method that combines kickboxing, strength training, nutrition, and personalized coaching to set you up for success. The next 10-week challenge begins on October 8th, and you can join for half off by mentioning the ticket. Head to fxblincoln.com to learn more and join the 10-week challenge with Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping for 50% off.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old. But I am a camping influencer. You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
This is Old School on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Old School on a Tuesday. Yeah, we're gathering ourselves as well several times in your brain today. It's Monday. No, it's Tuesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday. We are at Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul tomorrow. Please stop. Please stop. Do your thing. Thursday, we're at the Scarlet Hotel. And then Friday, we're at Barry's. And of course, Saturday, we'll be at Tipsy Tina's for the pregame show. And let me just shout out this crew, because y'all some bad dudes. Because y'all tore up Tipsy Tina's on Saturday. Look, that lineup of pairings, and no matter how we line that up, and of course, you guys coming out who high five, fist bumped, bought a beverage or two, picked up T-shirts, picked up footballs, picked up water bottles, whatever it was. That and the alumni band for coming through and firing it up, that was exceptional. And then you folks who came by Tanner's after the game, thank you. You guys were amazing. So Saturday, look, I don't know what was going on at the stadium, but at Tipsy Tina's and Tanner's, y'all did the dang thing. And it was thrilling. We're looking forward to it as well. I'm just going to have some fun here. I'm going to read off this Saturday's pregame lineups, right? So we're going to be at Tipsy Tina's. We'll get there at 4. It's a 6:30 tip-off. First, we'll start up with Sipple and Sorensen, of course. So Sipple can get, to his super secret probation job. He has to get there early as well. Then me and Jay Foreman, then Terrell Farley and Rashawn Jackson, then Raph and AD, then Strickland and Brennan, then Sainert and Alvarez Clary, then Bach and Aarons. Hey, I mean, actually, it's Bach and Longy. So that's a lineup. That's who you're going to come hang out with down in Tipsy Tina's. Yeah, going to be a pretty good day. What I want to do is make somebody smile. And if you have something or someone that you want to celebrate, applaud, please do. Reach out, put it on the text line, or you can call in if you want. But let us know if you're celebrating birthday, anniversary, wedding, new job, retirement. If you want to celebrate a neighbor, if you want to celebrate a teacher or an educator or a mentor, you want to shout out a first responder, somebody who's working the long hours, whatever you want to do, whoever it is, courtesy of the folks at Beatrice Bakery, we want to put together a care package for you and your special person or special situation. So all you got to do, hit us on the Starter Heyman text line, 402-464-5685. And when we come back at 5 o'clock, we'll read some of those and go through, and we'll deliver some smiles because that's what we want to do. Jay Foreman, what was the biggest thing that happened in that game Saturday at Memorial Stadium?
I think they were able to kind of get out of the, when it was tied, 17-17, turn it on a little bit. That's the best thing that came out of it. And they did it a different way. I think the passing game wasn't like bad. It wasn't obviously as explosive as it was the first game, where, essentially it seemed like everybody caught the ball. And I think, having Vokalek out, hurt a little bit. Obviously seeing it against Northwestern, see it a little bit now. But I think it was the ability to, knuckle up and decide, we're going to impose our will. Now, a lot of it, I think it's, a lot was on Anthony Grant to do it. He did a lot of it on his own. But at the end of the day, they kept feeding the guy that was hot. And then A.J. Allen came in and did his thing. And, they were able to, steal the victory, make a couple plays on defense when they need to, and get out of there. So, that's what I liked to see, the ability to turn it on and essentially looking your season and dead in the face and recognizing that, hey, look, man, North Dakota came in here to play. And so we got to step it up.
And they were well coached. Shout out to Bubba Schweikert.
Yeah, they were well coached. It's their first game. They were ready to play. But they were playing on the road. We were playing at home. We were, we could, I would, like I said in the crossover, I wish that I would like to see a little bit more authoritative mindset, you know. But I think they'll get there. I think it was probably a wake-up call for everybody, and they just got to keep plugging away. I think if they could find like their mix and kind of everybody get out of their own way and understand that we have to do this together. You know, I know that they got some guys that are quote unquote high profile, but nobody that really that dude, right? But, you know, I mean, you know, you can say Trey and Anthony Grant, but let's just not really the dude that's kind of been in the Big Ten and done it for, you know, like a year or two, right? Like Aiden Hutchinson, you know, he's a dude that can single-handedly take over a game. So what that tells you is we still got good players, and I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, but the whole has to be what's leading the team, and that might rotate. It might be Casey going off for 400 yards. It might be Grant having to go for 200, or the running back room have to put up a big day. It might have to be the tight ends. It might have to be the defense get hot and get a whole bunch of turnovers and keep giving the offense chance, and it has to be an ugly victory. Or we get a special teams return or another block punt, X, Y, and Z. It's got to be we, you know, because this is an inexperienced team. Guys that haven't done it on their own, I guess, you know, really stepped out, and everybody's still trying to establish himself. Like if you look at Garrett, you know, you had guys that around him that where he wasn't the only focus. Like, so teams are, you know, him and O'Shawn and a little bit probably Caleb, but really O'Shawn came in with the press. Garrett played well last year. Up front, they're worried about those two. That's a totally different deal versus when you got like Damian Daniels, JoJo Doman, and everybody, you know, all these different guys that Stilly had been around where you couldn't just sit there and slide everything and leave Stilly or somebody one-on-one. So it's an adjustment period for everybody. It's an adjustment period for the coaches. This is the only second time they've all kind of talked through the headsets together, regardless of what you do. I mean, it's different doing it in practice, and then there's
I'm not sure you can copy that either. That coaching thing that's there, but we'll talk about that. We'll put a pin there because I like that thought. That also opens the conversation about guys in the middle of this defense. There are two different submissions I want to get to, and there's a couple of things behind it. Here's a texter. I believe his name is Austin. But he says, my fiance got a bad bout with COVID over the weekend, and we have a wedding in 1 month. I want her to know how excited I am to be her husband. Well, we want her to know too. First of all, I hope she feels better soon. But yes, we want to make sure that she knows. And so if you stop by the station, we'll have something for you. I want to do this. I want to thank my wife. She works full-time as a middle school teacher here in Lincoln, as well as owns and works full-time in her photography business, all while being an exceptional mother to our two kids and ensuring our family runs smoothly. She truly is our superhero. Yeah, that is a great submission, and you are a lucky man. You have a great wife, and yeah, we would like to help her as well. So give us your name, shoot us a text or shoot us your name so we can set aside a care package for you. And then one final one, and we're in a giving mood because when Lincoln is in a giving mood, we like to ride along. Like we will follow that and echo that. Shout out to my daughter, Peyton Kelly, full schedule senior at UNL and starting a new job at Lincoln's Pub, putting in the work, paying her way through college, bills, and living her best life. Go see her. Go see her. And also, Kim, stop by the station, grab a care package from Beatrice Bakery, saying thanks and congratulations to all of you for the things you're going through and how you go through it, and for hanging out with us from day to day as well. We thank you folks as well. We'll be right back. Second hour of Old School coming up.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Mark your calendars for the St. Wenceslas Brewfest on Saturday, September 10th in Milligan. Savor a delicious selection of Czech beer and cuisine while listening to live bands. And there's kids' activities too. It's the St. Wenceslas Brewfest on September 10th in Milligan.
Fall has arrived, and it's the perfect weather for the DIY market to listen to the game while building a deck. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance to make your project go smooth. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671 or go online at deckcityne.com.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew live from Tipsy Tina's in the Haymarket as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Brought to you by A1 Automotive, Mullen Motors, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Bauer Underground, Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group, and Ritchie Brothers.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Hey, buying a used vehicle sucks, and the biggest problem is who can you trust? Hey, this is Carl from Price Right Auto out here at West O Street in Lincoln. Here's what customers have told us they want from us. They want transparent pricing with no games. We have all of our pricing on our website, plus a Carfax report. We don't want to buy a lemon. We include a 3-month warranty on all of our vehicles. We don't want to play games. Just make it simple. You saw that with non-commissioned salespeople. Can you trust us? Just check out our Google reviews. Again, this is Carl from Price Right Auto in West O. Check us out at pricerightauto.com.
Need to send a message? Send it with cake. Congratulations. Here's a congratulations chocolate rum cake from Beatrice Bakery. Thank you? Say thank you with an amaretto cake. I'm sorry that I accidentally hit your mailbox with my car as I was backing out of the driveway and then continued right into your prized petunias. You say that with a lemon drop cake. Everybody knows that. Beatrice Bakery in downtown Beatrice or online at beatricebakery.com. Here to help you say whatever it is you need to say. Welcome to our world of yum.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on.
Areas of fog this morning, then becoming mostly sunny with an afternoon high around 85. South winds at around 10. Heading into tonight, patchy areas of fog possible again. A low of 62. We'll heat things up just a bit more as we head into our Tuesday with a high of 89. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hour number 2 of Old School on a Tuesday. Again, it's a busy day. It's a busy week. For Old School, we'll be at, we've got a hotel event we're at Scarlet Hotel on Thursday. We're at Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul tomorrow. Friday, we're at Barry's. Saturday, we're at Tipsy Tina's. Who knows where we'll be on Sunday? Who knows? Speaking of Sunday, Jay Foreman, what are you gonna do something on Sunday?
Yeah, we're gonna throw it out there, see what people like. Do like I guess an after game wrap up, and then
NFL.
First Sunday NFL.
Yeah,
A lot of jitter. Hey, we talking about college. There's some cats getting nervous right now.
Which guys?
Oh, them cats ain't never played in the league before. Because
That first night of
the preseason is kind of like now it's kind of a joke. You know what I'm saying? And then when you're going against other teams, you're doing the practice. You're still in practice. It's a different speed in regular season.
They're about to find out.
Yeah,
they're about to find out.
You want to make sure you're in shape too, Nate.
Well, those stomachs. Those stomachs. Look to watch.
Because if you're not playing games in the preseason, like when I played
full games,
you'd kind of ramp up. You play a quarter the first one, a half the second one, 3 quarters, maybe 3.5 the third one, and then the fourth one you do like a series or two. You know, because you already, and then you do a lot of cardio during the week. Well, these guys aren't playing hardly at all. So if the games are on Saturday, you're just walking through, or even if you have practice on Friday, you're just not doing anything. Thursday's 2 days before the game, you're not doing anything. Sunday's the day after the game. So a lot of times, I wouldn't say you can get out of shape, but you can get out of game shape real quick.
It's all everybody go find out a whole lot about themselves over the course of next week. Let's take care of our people. Jay Foreman, tell them about the Mercado.
Mercado, the certified Piedmontese beef down on 84th and Havelock. It's a great atmosphere, great food, great service. Have some treats for you after, some sweets if you like it. They have all different types of cuts of meats, all different types of meats, but the certified Piedmontese is their, I guess, bell cow, as I like to say, and it is legit. I was I wouldn't say skeptical at first, but I was like, how can a steak be that much different? It is. It's real good, and right here in Nebraska, so it's a place that you should go. And plus, I like it because of it's new and modern, but it's spacious and the acoustics is good, the atmosphere is good, it's real relaxed. Obviously, you want to be dressed up pretty decent, but still, it's a great time, a great atmosphere.
Nathan,
I'm always dressed up nice. I wear a suit every day.
Nathan,
and you guys say it's too small.
It is too small. Your little brother's sitting out there in the cold because you're wearing his suit. Get that man his suit. 402-464-5685. Starter Heyman text line, Honda Lincoln hotline. Of course, the Starter Heyman live video stream up Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter live. To do that, Jay Foreman, we were talking about things that happened Saturday, and there are some adjustments to be made. Coaches learning to deal with each other in game situation with live bullets around them. That is an important thing because you can't really simulate that.
Yeah, I mean, they do. I'm sure they do simulations in practice, game-like simulations. They do all types of stuff, but it's nothing like doing it in live action because, North Dakota isn't on your script. They're on their own script, which is trying to win the games. And so, on top of you're trying to coach and do all the other stuff and get the guys to replicate what they've hopefully done at practice to kind of give you, obviously assumption of how they're going to play. So it just takes some time. And, that's just part of reality. It's not an excuse or anything, but as you and I think, they in the second half, you kind of saw it where they kind of like, all right, we're going to try to pound this ball a little bit and try to take control of this game. And play it like we want to play. And so I think that's a step in the right direction.
How do you get from a practice situation? Nebraska has the great resources to be able to, at least from a location standpoint, go through and put coaches in the upstairs box, coaches on the sideline, and moving groups up and along the bench, right? So that when the offense comes off, where the offensive line goes, where the receivers go, running backs. But how do you simulate, and how often do you simulate that to get to fit game day condition?
Oh, are you talking about the sideline stuff?
Yeah.
I don't think we ever practiced it. I just think that it was just kind of like, if you ain't playing, stay out of the way. Or like I used to always converse with like Carlos Polk, Ben Butenbach, Jamie Burrow. I was playing middle linebacker, but I'd leaned on them. What'd you see? And then then I'd be like, this is what they're doing out there, and vice versa. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like everybody was in it to win it. But look, man, you get off a 12-play drive. I ain't trying to walk through 4 people to go sit down and get some Gatorade.
Well, that's the thing, right? Because I noticed
I noticed,
but I noticed that Saturday, and my thing was, coaches have to figure out. So Frost has to learn how to deal with Whipple, Mickey Joseph, and the offensive coaches. So then who's up in the booth, right? Of that,
Yeah, I don't know.
right?
I
And
mean,
then
I'm sure they always assign. They might rotate. I've been places where they rotate, but some coordinators like being up top. Some coordinators
I hated being up
and
top.
some like being down on the field. Some think there's advantage to be up there and kind of be in your box and be able to call plays and kind of have your.
Now I wanted an
control
assistant
there.
up there who were my eyes and voice.
It's all like your preference.
Like, what do you see?
I
Is
mean,
the constant conversation.
You had some, Vic Fangio wasn't down on the field, but
Yeah.
Dom was a defensive coach, so Dom was down there. So it just kind of depends on, maybe the head coach's background and what the defensive coordinator really likes.
I got a funny story for you guys about getting in the way, actually. When I was playing JV football my sophomore year, and I only played defense, so there was a house call. Running back took it like 70 yards. I got super excited, ran onto the field accidentally, got called for too many players on the field, so they brought back the touchdown. And I got
serious?
my ass absolutely handed to me. Completely.
He is
shootout.
forever.
Completely.
He's forever that story.
But luckily, it
like
was JV
like Nathan,
football.
you just made a career-changing decision
that
to
dude-
share that. For you to share that story,
I let you guys know.
Yeah,
You know the guy's name? Do you know his name?
I can't remember.
Oh,
I mean, this
he
is
still
so
hates you.
long
He's telling his
Yes.
girlfriend right now.
It
about
was so. It was exciting, but I was caught up in the moment. You guys know me. I get excited.
But were you in the first line on the sideline?
Yeah.
Were you up front, or did you just come running from the back with like Gatorade or something?
I can't
with no
remember.
helmet.
I did. No, I had my helmet on, and I remember
There's zero chance with that hair he had his helmet on. There's zero chance.
I
He thinks he's too good looking to cover his face.
My
We
senior
know.
year, I had a mullet flowing out the back of my helmet. It was awesome.
But what possessed you to run on the field?
I know.
You weren't even on the play.
It was only I only had like 1 foot on the field. Like I just got excited and I accidentally ran on the field.
I'm sorry.
And I don't even know how the referee saw me.
I'm
going to
laugh about this until your son is doing radio. That's how long I'm going to make fun of that. I'm going to make fun of that when we.
So you must the ref must have tripped the ref.
I don't know. He should have been looking at the play, but I remember that very vividly because they just ripped me into it. Like you weren't even playing. Like I probably down, so I just drinking Gatorade. I got excited. You guys know me. I get excited easily.
That is the funniest.
In
my defense, it was an accident. I wasn't like intentionally trying.
Every great debacle is an accident. Like that's kind of the reason why.
I didn't mean to ruin your 97-yard touchdown when I wasn't even involved.
I had nothing to do with it.
I was just watching and decided to run on the field while you're running down.
But it was only like 1 foot.
Oh, that's the greatest.
So he said he had 2 feet on there.
Right? Like he
Then he
just
said,
like you ain't got to lie,
I was
Nate.
excited.
You ain't got to lie, Nate.
Yeah.
There's zero chance
You
you
know
got
he asked the ref was like, why can't I be on the field?
At least it wasn't varsity. That would have been bad. It was JV football.
This is going to be a part of your history forever.
I cannot believe this.
Yeah. Your text line is right. This is worse than Nick leaving his flag football teammates out to dry last year in the playoffs. You're absolutely correct. This is the
worst in history.
This is terrible.
I was excited. It was a house call.
This is terrible.
Dude, you should have kept that to yourself.
This is terrible. I don't understand.
It was awesome.
I'm sorry. That story is just going to be played on a loop.
I can't remember who, for the life of me, who it was. I can't remember.
You just ruined
somebody. Why don't you just ask one of your buddies? Hey, dude, you remember when I was on JV football and I cost that dude a touchdown? What's his name? You should have. Did you apologize to him?
Ago.
Let's not bury the lead that he wasn't even playing on JV. He was let's not bury the lead.
No, I only played defense. I didn't play offense.
But you didn't play it. But did you play on JV?
When I played, well, you got to remember that was my first year playing football.
Your junior year in high school?
No, sophomore year.
Sophomore year.
Because I played baseball my entire life, and then I was like, I'm a pretty big kid. I'll try out football. My senior year,
who are you a big kid to get around? Who are you?
I was like 6 foot.
BJ said almost as bad as Nick putting his number on Twitter as the text line.
Right. Like he actually did that. Oh man, I don't have anything. Really, bro? Really?
It was bad.
That is spectacular. That is so good. That is so good.
I got ripped a new one.
I don't even know what to tell you. Jay, back to normalcy.
Sorry,
and guys who actually play. And guys who actually play. Right.
Give me
He's the dude that you definitely push. Like, dude, get out of the way.
Like he was.
See, that was the thing. Everyone loved me on the team.
Of course, because you were.
Until it's a hot game and you're sitting there trying to have a conversation. Wait, what are we doing tonight? Yeah, right. Yeah, that's
So
you.
they play.
What are we doing? Game's 21-21, 3 minutes left. Hey, how long is it gonna take you to take a shower?
Where are we going after?
Hey man. Look at the cheerleaders.
Right.
Yeah, then we knew Nick was the cheerleader.
Yeah, say what you will, but everyone liked having me.
I knew you were that dude.
Yeah, you're that dude. Oh, I love playing this school. They got hot cheerleaders.
There's a picture from my high school yearbook of the football team, and in it we played a game apparently in the mud, right? And there are 3 players who have obviously played.
Mm-hmm. The one with the clean
lot,
uniform?
and then there was clean uniform dude who realized he was in a picture and took some mud and put it, of all places, on his face. Uniform clean, helmet clean, face mud. Well done. That's why you're a reserve. That's how that works. Jay, we were talking about the things that happened and the things you noticed, the biggest things. My biggest concern, or one of my biggest concerns, is this defense up the middle, up front.
Yeah.
What can be done? What are you seeing that's happening with this defense up front, in the middle, especially in the middle?
I just think they just need to get used to playing, fast and not thinking so much. Maybe. I can only speak from experience. Like I said, I've been jettisoned and put in timeout. But I would tell the players this. I would say, look, man, everybody's been there before. It's not a lack of it's not like you. If I, it's not like they don't want to be good, right? So it's like, okay, let's figure out how you can work on something every day at practice. Hands, get off, playing, through the echo of the whistle, you know what I mean? Or something every single day that can correlate to you playing better in the game. Because, when you're a younger player and you're viewing like, hey, these guys around me maybe are a more established player, whether it's reality or just what kind of the media has built them up, then you're like, okay, I got to play perfect. But when you play perfect, you generally play slow, you think too much, and then you just kind of look like you're not your normal self. And that's when you see, guys take like game 5, and then he starts to turn it on. He's like, what happened? It was like, hey, well, the game slowed down. Yeah, because he started to play, faster without thinking. So I think there's a little bit of that. I think a little bit of, being, maybe a little bit better football players, because if we're in an over, under, even front, odd front, whatever you want to call it, and just for some reason, Nate, takes wrong footwork and he gets in my gap, I'm not going to run in that gap. Don't run in the darkness. And I think just adopting that type of mentality, and that comes from practice, right? Because it happens. It happens. I mean, there's times where, whether it was Jeff Ogard, Jason Wiltz, Jason Peter, Grant, or something, sometimes, they don't run this, they ran a, TE stunt or ET stunt, and they get a little wide or cut it a little tight, and I'm coming on delayed blitz, then I got to reroute. That's the trust that you build with your teammates. I think a little bit of that mentality could help, and a lot more of, I'm going to do my job and then I'm going to play football. And I think that all comes from practice habits, communication, rally to the ball, I think was a little bit better this week. Still could be better. But then, I think all that stuff kind of, if you do like the small things, they turn into big things, and it will make the big things look a lot easier. So I think, don't go in there and say we got to fix 6 things and we got to work on fixing the first or second thing. And that a lot of the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th will come after that. So fundamentals, really diving into the playbook, knowing the why is huge. And it takes a little while to get out of your own way, because sometimes when you're really playing, and say you are competing for a job, you're kind of looking at the film and making sure you do your job or making sure you grade out well or you're playing well. Well, at the end of the day, wins and losses in North Dakota and Northwestern don't care about what you grade. They care about you winning and losing. So you just got to kind of adopt the selfless individual type of mentality. You individually, you want to play well, but you're selfless because you're thinking collectively while you're trying to play well. And sometimes that means taking out one or two blocks, or in making Nate's job easier, making DP's job easier, because that's what also, makes you a better teammate. And I know these coaches, when you make those type of football plays, they highlight those just as much as a tackle for loss. You know what I'm saying? Because, like example, right? So I think Ferdarius Payne had a sack last year in the first game. Well, Caleb Tanner just literally ran the tackle over so much and fell over the tackle that the quarterback really fell in his hands, in the Ferdarius' hands. You get what I'm saying?
And this is where we get lost sometimes, right? We get caught up in sack numbers.
Yep.
We get caught up on pressures because that's the play that you see. But the more important work is always up the middle, right? Like it matters most. So how quickly, is this this is it? This week is the week for them to fix whatever's wrong up the middle.
Yes and no. I don't know how much downhill run game you'll get with these guys. And really a lot of things that they needed to do better at, say, Northwestern game and obviously North Dakota. They're easy fixes because you know what it is. That the hard thing is to make sure you do it and don't let it get in your head and say that, say you go up against, Georgia Southern this week or say Oklahoma and they block a, run play perfectly. That doesn't mean that you stop doing what you done to correct whatever you did prior. They're allowed to make plays. Sometimes you get beat. The thing is being steady and making them do it instead of giving them, big explosive runs and untimely missed tackles and stuff like that. And I think a lot of times when you're missing tackles, it's fits, and fits come from knowing each other and talking with each other, which I think they do a good job. But
scheme and responsibility.
Yeah,
right?
But you got to also know that I got to constantly talk to the strong safety or the safeties or whoever could possibly be my alley player. Because if me and DP are the inside linebackers, right, and just say we've only practiced with you being the tight end, it'd be like a strong left call or whatever. Well, if you get down to the end of the play clock, right, and you flip over to the strong right, tight end shift, and we just say, hey, look, we're going to play it, right? Well, then now DP needs to know the alley player, right? So just because I'm usually talking to the alley player doesn't mean that he tunes out what we're talking about. And that's where it comes to. Then not only do you have to talk to the alley player, now you got to deal with either, like a 2-eye or say a, 4-eye or a 3 that maybe you're only used to playing with a 5 in front of you. It's a totally different ball game. But that one play, if you hadn't talked about it on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, and then Friday when you're watching the pregame, like when you're watching like the 20 plays or whatever you're watching, and it being in your memory bank, somehow, some way, the football guys will say, okay, you know what, you haven't put enough time in it. So let's see if you can get lucky and make a play.
There were several moments in the game and through various points in the game where I saw a linebacker talking to another linebacker about what they thought they saw,
sure,
and what they thought was going to happen.
Yeah, that's good,
right?
That's what you need.
But here's what happened in 3 of those plays.
Yeah,
they were wrong. They moved away from where they needed to be and opened up space.
Yeah. Yeah, it depends on. If you're, if we're all meeting and we're talking about the wrong thing, if we all saying the wrong thing, that's not what you need. I think the communication is key. I think they started freshman, right? Ernest Hausman.
Yeah.
So that's a big step up for him. He played, his first college game on the, on the road, another country against Northwestern. Struggle a little bit, which is obviously you expect as a young kid, and then you come again and you're playing in a game with a lot of pressure based on what happened the prior week, and you're starting. It's different when you kind of like, hey, if he was talking to his parents, hey, I'll probably get a couple series in. Well, you're getting
No,
a lot.
now you're starting. Now you're starting.
So it's a totally different ball game, and so it's a learning experience for everybody to learn how to play with him, because Nick not only was steady, but he was their signal caller too.
Yeah.
And so there's a different voice, and that sometimes if that voice doesn't exude confidence, then you're not going to have confidence.
It was.
I mean, it's just a difference. It's like
it was out there.
It's the way you call the huddle, the way you command the huddle, and sometimes you have to command and get guys to do stuff that might not be the right thing. But if everybody's doing the same thing, it generally works out well. So it's a little bit of new stuff, but I think also coming down and trusting your techniques and your tackling technique is paramount, and it's all about how you practice. You don't have to. I'm all for guys, or hitting during practice, but I understand you want to make sure you keep guys healthy and not bang them up in practice when the most important thing is the game. But you can also practice certain things a certain way to simulate tackling that you're going to replicate a high percentage of time in the game. Play entry, keeping them, if you're the guy that's, say that, the ball's going to the right, I'm not getting ahead of the ball. I'm not getting head up. You get even, you're leaving. So that means you're not giving up cutback plays. Don't run into darkness. So if say it's an outside play and I see that you might cut it up here, will somebody say like a safety gets knocked in here? Well, then I just go to the next gap. There's
a ton of that.
There's a ton of that, right?
A ton of that going on.
Right. Where you were, there was time like in Northwestern where I saw number 68. He blocked two guys without even, where you're going and filling. And I'm gonna tell you a story about myself. We were playing Curtis Martin when he was with the Jets, and they had a pretty.
This is when he was rolling.
He was rolling, and they had Richardson was the fullback, Richie Anderson as well. I mean, they had some matchup problems.
So here's one I'll show you, and you can kind of describe it. But this is what I'm talking about, where Houseman was originally lined up inside, and they moved him outside, then back inside.
Well, that's all probably based on shifts.
Right, and then Reimer saw something, and then identified it. And if he had just done what he said he was going to do,
yeah, that looked like a bad fit on the.
That's what I'm talking about. Like it's a bunch of little stuff.
Yeah, that looked like a bad. I remember that play. I think that Reimer should have stayed inside the tackle, but
yeah.
Sometimes, though, you can see things that aren't there. And I remember we ran this defense to where we had the 3 technique loop in to the A gap, and they ran a cutback play.
It happened on like a third and no, it was like 2nd and 10, and it went for 60.
Yeah, well, that was bad. That's 11 minuses. You know what I mean? He's not bad, but like with me with Curtis Martin, we had a guy named Sean Price, right, where he scooped, right, but he scooped across the center's face. So he's thinking the ball cut back in the B gap, and he came over. Now remember, homeboy came over like with the film and was like, "Where you at?" I'm like, "Player, I'm where I'm supposed to be. Where are you?" Right. So then finally we got the second part, and he was wrong. But the little thing about that is that's why fits are so important, and fitting in your spot, owning your gap, and then playing football.
Do this for me. So keep that word. I'm going to write it down so I remember what to come back to. But let's go to break. Let's come back, and I want you to break down what fit means to folks that may or may not know. Jay Foreman will do that for you when we come back to Old School.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
My computer was a dinosaur, and our TV, well, let's just say it was definitely time for an upgrade. But finding a way wasn't so simple. And then I found it, a research study at Solarion. I searched the studies and found a perfect match for me. I earned cash for the study and was able to make those much-needed upgrades. Plus, I made an impact on medical research. Find a study and sign up today at helpresearch.com.
You should consider the risks of the research before you agree to participate.
Hey, this is Ernest Hausman. As a linebacker from Nebraska, I know how important it is to have a strong defense and a great playbook. If you are looking for a solid team to have your back, check out my friends at Burke Brown Law. Burke and Jackson will work with you to create an individualized strategy to bolster your defense.
Hi, this is Burke. Give us a call at 402-606-1441. With locations in Lincoln and Columbus, we're ready to tackle your needs. Find us online at burkebrownlaw.com.
Let's do it. Let's get away. Let's go outside, cast a line, and reel in good times with our family and friends. Get a little peace, quiet, and relaxation. And make some memories that will last a lifetime. Let's do it. Let's Fish Nebraska. Start planning your fishing trip today at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Tractor Supply is looking for full-time team members for their Waverly Distribution Center. Applicants can expect a 3- and 4-day work week schedule with additional overtime days with both day and night shift schedules available. Stand-up forklift and high-reach forklift experience is a plus for open positions, but they're willing to train for those without experience. At Tractor Supply, they work hard, have fun, and make money. Apply today at tractorsupply.jobs.
If your home water doesn't taste right, look right, or smell right, just call Bryant for the solution to your water problem. Call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Bauer Infrastructure is a new name from a well-established brand, and they're paving the way to progress. And they're hiring. Bauer Infrastructure is hiring truck drivers, carpenters, truck mechanics, and equipment operators. And they have industry-leading benefits to maintain a work-life balance. Bauer offers paid time off and paid holidays, a matching 401k plan, medical, dental, vision, life, and disability insurance, a clothing allowance, and more. Start your new career today by applying at BauerInfrastructure.com.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew live from Tipsy Tina's in the Haymarket as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Brought to you by A1 Automotive, Mullen Motors, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Bauer Underground, Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group, and Ritchie Brothers.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You know, we get into Jay Foreman film masters classes during the break.
Nate.
Yeah, through all this stuff. You mentioned the thing before the break, and you mentioned several times fit, the word fit, and people have some idea about what it is. But break it down from a linebacker standpoint.
It depends on the scheme. You know, I've played in 3-4 defenses where they just wanted to build a wall, right? Like you do a lot of two gapping, but you want to keep your right arm free. So just like they just would run into you. Or I played in 3-4 linemen that played like a 4-3, meaning, you know, it was like one back, one gap. I played in a little bit of both. Fits to me are, you know, what you're supposed to do and how you play the blocks. And I would, if I would could give linebackers advice in high school. If you want to be a better, any level, you want to be a better playmaker, is one, get in that playbook so that you know in the X's and O's, and that's just not what you're doing, knowing what the defensive line is doing, every stunt they're doing, every technique, every call, and then what you're doing, and with the safety and you know, second level or third level guys as well. Then you need to really study opponents' tapes and study offensive line play, because some offensive lines run the same play, but they're having they want a different outcome. You get what I'm saying? And you got to study tendencies of their offense. Now, how does that convert to fits? Well, that means you would fit different. You would talk different during the week. You would study different. You would communicate with your teammates, you know, throughout the week. So fits to me is obviously knowing what you're doing, knowing what the person in front of you side and, you know, horizontal as well. Owning your gap per play, per defense, per defensive line stunt, per offensive blocking scheme and personnel, and then being a football player. So, you know, if the ball is an outside zone away from you, right, and you're a backside linebacker and there's one back, one gap, right, and it's going and it's an outside zone. So just for when I played, it would be like when Edger and James would run their outside zone and he don't cut back. There's no reason for you to run into the backside guard. That play is going to the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in theory, are you supposed to make that play? Most likely not, because you're the second farthest guy away.
You're the gatekeeper for the rest of the defense.
You're the second, yeah. But you know how you're going to make that play? You're going to be the added defender. So if somebody gets out of their gap, you might make that play in the CD or way out in the alley against the slot. You'll make that play.
Let's go from so let's say you're left outside linebacker.
Right.
All right. Or middle linebacker. From center nose right. The gap play, gap responsibilities.
Just depends if if they want the nose guard to own play side gap, right? Mm-hmm. So if the play's going to the right, well, first of all, you're going to want him to control the center, get some movement on him, what we call burp the lineman, and then the A gap is his. So and then
first gap to his right side,
yeah, which would be the right. Then if they're in a straight up 5 technique, which is head up with the tackle. Now, some people play 5 technique and you play 2 gap to inside, right? So then that would be head up, get a burp, fall back late into the B gap. Play side inside linebacker, which will be the right one, he would be scraping inside out. Now, a lot of it's based on the front now, or based on the coverage. If there's cover 4 or 3 and you have a safety coming down, inside out on the ball with the safety being the outside alley defender, outside linebacker setting the edge.
And then the edge setter responsibility 1 is?
Depends on the formation, depends on the coverage and how it's being taught. Now I've played in defenses where the outside linebacker sets the edge 99.9% of the time. Wide is the widest, own it. Do not be higher than the ball or deeper than the ball. Enforce everything, and you want to make it kind of like how Wisconsin, where they kind of get you in those wide nines and they condense that formation.
Man.
Or you just based on the formation, and if it's a slot sometimes, and they got and some guys, coach it different. Ball side puller, so the guard closest to you, or the tackle gets you close, you're containing, and if it's like a power and he's pulling, you're spilling it. Right.
And if there's motion,
an
extra blocker in your space.
Blocker, then you'd be more of a head up, burp it, fall back late, thinking that you should have an alley player and a inside runner. Just depends on how it's coached. But I think a lot of it comes down to, making football plays. So like one of the things that like I teach kids, and I don't know if they teach them down there, is if just say you're in a 1-back set. So whether it's a pistol, which is a short gun, and the back is either behind the quarterback or offset away from you. And doesn't matter if there's a tight end to my side, and say it could be slot, with 3 to my side, or it could just be 1 and it's away from me. And I'm the contained player. I can hit that guy. I could play a 6 on him, right? Which is head up on him, realistically, if I'm good enough. Mm-hmm. Or I can play a tight 7, own him, and beat him inside, and I still have set the edge, because the play's so far away from you that the step of the running back is already away from you, so that the pullers already have to have time to play to come, and we have enough time to set the edge on that backside puller. Now, if he's offset to you, you can't do that, because if the tackle goes down on the 5 or the tight end goes down on the 5 technique, tackle pulls, and you're trying to mess with the tight end, now you're scoop blocked. Now you got the soft edge. Now that's the whole Green Bay Packers. We're pulling here, and we're hitting it up the alley,
Right.
and they're hitting the head on the goalpost. So it's all about play recognition, how they coach it, and what your responsibility is, and it could change based on your coverage, right? So you could literally, you could sometimes be lined up as an outside linebacker and be a hook dropper.
Zone coverage, you get more help. Man coverage, you get
Depends.
less.
Yeah, and depends. And sometimes, like I said, it could be different. One week you could be like playing Wisconsin, right? You hopefully feel comfortable. Our corners can lock up with their guys, so we could expect a little bit more downhill, in your face, thumping type of safety action. And to say if we're running a cover 4, but say we're playing Ohio State, well, that alley player is going to be a little bit slower, so somebody's got to win, because a lot of it's one-on-one block. So it just depends, and it's the same coverage, same maybe defensive front, but you got to change it week to week, and it's based on what they do effectively and what you're kind of willing to live with. Is not necessarily giving up, but what you're willing to live with. Sometimes I think people try to think
that 1,000 paper cuts, or do you?
Well, if you try to stop everything, you ain't gonna stop nothing.
Right.
So if you ever listen to Bill Belichick, he keeps it simple. Like, if we stop their outside run and do this, and they win, okay, so be it. We want to make them.
I'm going to take away something
that you like to do, and I want you to beat us the whole game by doing that. And
or by doing something that you're not traditionally good at.
Right. Or whatever it is that you do well, they try to take away. Now you got to be able to adjust to get back to what you're doing. So that comes from experience. That comes from playing together. That comes from continuity. And that's as much as you need it on offense, you need it on defense.
From the text on Jay, some coaches here in Texas are trying to teach the linebackers and safeties to key the backfield. But I was always taught to key the tackle. He was an outside linebacker. And he would tell me what kind of play and where to flow. What say you?
Depends if you're inside linebacker or outside linebacker. I mean,
he said he was
outside linebacker. Yeah, he's got to key the tackle. Now, if you're inside, the triangle's a little different because you're doing pistol and gun, but you got to have still through, guard tackle. If he's offset, guard tackle, and sometimes tight end based on where your alignment is, or like the triangle from the running back to the, whatever guard you're on the side of the ball on to center. Now, so sometimes, I always feel like your inside linebackers should be like dancing partners. So if I'm going 45 degrees, now everything was
string attached to your focus.
Now it's different.
Yeah.
If it's split back action and one back's going this way, we're man to man, one's going the other. Now you got to get them that way. Now that's just different. But when it's kind of like a regular play, you like them to be dancing, because dancing is string attached, because you're both reading it. And as far as defensive linemen, one of the things Jason Peters, is talking about, you read the adjacent lineman. He kind of tells you what type of play it is.
Yeah.
Because they got to be married together. So you got to be able to read blocking schemes. You got to be able to recognize blocking schemes. And you got to be able to articulate blocking schemes in order to be effective. And if you want to be a player, to be like a smart, tough player, you have to be able to. It's one thing for you to come in and say, these are their tendencies, right? But you got to be able to recognize these without somebody telling you. You understand? Because you have to be able to know. I have to be able to articulate to Terrell Farley, hey, dude, on this play, okay, this is what I'm seeing. I got your back here. Do your thing.
I'm keying the triangle, but I'm still looking for an
opposing
hat coming the other way.
There was times with me and Tyrell, Terrell with Farley, where we'd be out there, and we know it would be like man to man or whatever. And say I knew I was going to be the whole player, right? But to show them something different, we might switch stuff in the middle of the play. We just got to get the job done.
Yeah.
Okay. When Bo Pelini was here and they were running man-to-man defense, and they were facing Ohio State up at Columbus, and they were running simple banjo routes. So for banjo route, it would be 2 and 3 would switch. So 3 would say go to the flat, and then two would come in or whatever. It was just banjo. It's just in and out coverage. Well, they kept running 7-cut because they weren't banjoing it, right? So the guy that had to cover the 7-cut was getting caught up in the wash. Well, in theory, maybe that's how the defenses ran, but in reality, when we're out there on the field, they don't give a damn how it gets covered. Cover it, and you have to be able to. If you get us one time, we got to talk.
They're coming back to it.
Yeah, but we got to talk to each other and say, and then DP might say, Jay, okay, I got the alert. It might not even come back the rest of the game, but I got to make sure that we're there.
But it usually comes back in that big fourth quarter drive. That's usually when you come back to it.
Well, that's 2 or 3. If you're 0 for 2, you can guarantee it's going to be one of their money
plays.
plays.
When it comes back. We'll come back. We'll close out old school. I asked Jay Foreman to talk about Coach Helton of Georgia Southern. Listen, this is not your typical lower level coach. This dude's got some resume behind him. We'll have Jay talk about it when we close out old school.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You know you want that smoky, tangy, sweet, and spicy sauced and tossed Wingstop. But you just brought a haul of groceries home from the store. It's cool. No one expects you to shop and cook in the same day. So let the flavor experts at Wingstop hook you up with mouth-watering wings, crispy tenders and thighs, fries and sides delivered to your door. You can always cook tomorrow. That's why the fridge was invented. Get it delivered at wingstop.com.
Order your Wingstop online at 28th and Superior, 50th and O Street, and 29th and Pine Lake.
Lay the groundwork for more harvesting capacity when you order a new John Deere combine during Landmark Implement's early order program. Whether you're looking to improve your existing combine or you've been wanting to update to a new model year, now is the time to upgrade. Get the very latest harvesting equipment and technology that fit your operations needs, then get it ordered. You can get your new John Deere combine built just the way you want. Contact your local Landmark Implement for full details and experience the Landmark difference.
Tractor Supply is looking for full-time team members for their Waverly Distribution Center. Applicants can expect a 3- and 4-day work week schedule with additional overtime days with both day and night shift schedules available. Stand-up forklift and high-reach forklift experience is a plus for open positions, but they're willing to train for those without experience. At Tractor Supply, they work hard, have fun, and make money. Apply today at tractorsupply.jobs.
They might win, they might lose, but either way, you have something to say about it. Don't miss the Husker After Party postgame show immediately following every Nebraska football game. Nick Sainert and Jake Bachhoven give instant reaction, quotes from the players and coaches, and take all your phone calls with thoughts on the game. It's the Husker After Party postgame show, only on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sponsored by Action Plumbing and Heating, Gary Michaels Clothiers, and Brandt Excavate.
I can't believe I just scratched that card. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Oh, forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I can call my agent too?
It's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krekak, at 402-474-1173.
Forget what you think you know about shopping for beverages. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your new stop. At Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits, you'll find an expansive selection for your favorite wines, craft and domestic beers, spirits, liqueurs, even cigars in their walk-in humidor. They offer premium samples every day to help you expand your horizons and discover your new favorites. Plus, you can join their loyalty program for free to earn rewards on future purchases. You've got to check it out for yourself. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street or online at walltowallwine.com.
There's not many things worse than having plumbing issues at your home or business, but it's even worse if the problem isn't fixed correctly. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time, and they specialize in several things: general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Areas of fog this morning, then becoming mostly sunny with an afternoon high around 85. South winds at around 10. Heading into tonight, patchy areas of fog possible again. A low of 62. We'll heat things up just a bit more as we head into our Tuesday with a high of 89. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
When it comes to your home or business, we know you have options, and that's why John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning gives you just that. Options. We have plumbing, heating, and cooling memberships to serve all of your residential and commercial needs. We want to ensure you, your family, and your business are safe. Visit our website, jhlincoln.com, to find out more or call us at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
We're back on The Drive.
Finally.
Live from down the hatch on Northwest 1st and Superior Streets.
Well, Lottie frickin' duh!
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We got to figure out. Jay and I have talked about it. We need like Jay Foreman's online football film study. We got to figure out how to do that.
Yeah.
We'll get that done. We've got quite the night for you. Don't go anywhere. Up next, Sam Hoiberg from 6 to 7, and his guest will be CJ Wilcher, who has transformed himself. The young man has put in a ton of work in the offseason. So we're looking forward to that. And then behind them, it's Kyle Perry. He's bringing in Charlie Fisher and Casey Burnham from the transfer portal. Those guys are going to be a part of the program. You got a utility player and a guy that can hit bombs. More arms. All stuff in play. And then later tonight, Chris Ramsey and Nico Schultz, the track folks, will take us into 10 o'clock. And Harrison Arns will fill in between. So got quite the night for you. Don't go anywhere. Lots going on. Jay Foreman, before we let you go, and I wanted to hold this for tomorrow. I really should. But I was asked this question today, so I wanted to ask you. Margaret Court, tennis legend. Greatest number of Grand Slam wins ever, right? Said, well, I'd love to play today. Serena has it easier than I did because, they have nutritionists and psychologists and they can bring their family along, which led me to the question, is sports easier or harder than it was in previous decades? Is it easier or hard? Because some will say, well, because of social media, all the additional engagement, the access, the different levels of access the players have.
A little bit of both. They're especially the players these days, they're able to kind of know the game because there's more information ready available. Technology, knowing the ins and outs of the business side of the sport, and way more opportunities at a younger age. And, of course, they're getting compensated more. But also I think the pool of players that are easily above average and able to compete is deeper. So on that type of level that she's referencing, I would say no, because I think she was so dominant. Maybe she had to worry about 2 or 3 players where, you just never know of the young 16-year-old trying to replicate Serena Williams that's going to show up and be on the scene. So, and they're ready to play. I think, one thing.
Different travel, different meals.
Travel, but I think these kids are exposed to big type of tournaments in every single sport through club sports or, the youth tennis leagues that are pretty much like pros. You talk about when you play in European soccer, you're playing for like said club for like 3 or 4 years before they bring you up to the big time. But you're ready to go because you've already played in those games where it took a little while for people to get used to the competition. Now I think they've been competing for so long. It's not a drastic change for them. So I'd say right now it's a little bit harder, but I think it's, goes sport by sport.
Is there more pressure on today's Nebraska football player than there was 30 years ago?
No, because it was like national championship or bust.
Mm.
I mean, it was do or die every single week.
Did they have access to you the way they have access to today's players?
Oh, we saw people out, but not as readily, because people can access a player and not even be themselves through social media. You can be, some catch name. So yeah, it's different, but but also they get their scholarship checks are way bigger than ours. Their way that they
what? Wait a minute. What?
Oh yeah, we were getting like $300 a month if we were lucky. So what they're getting is, what much is given, much is expected. So I don't feel sorry for them.
Oh no, I'm not trying to feel sorry for them. I'm just trying to figure out with all the different ways. Like me personally, when I was in college, I was anonymous. I was almost anonymous for a program in a school that didn't have football. Like we were the number 2 program, and I was a black dude playing in a white sport at the time.
Right.
So while I was known by some, by most, I wasn't known. Today's player, one, they train all year round. They train differently than we ever did. We didn't have any of the stuff that they have now. So I think, I think we need to get into the depth.
I think that it's a little bit of both. I just think that it's what you make of it, man. I think I'd always try to advise players, exhaust everything you got into this, and if you do it the right way, you can be happy with what you've done. I think sometimes kids are looking for it to be easily handed to them, because a lot of stuff they've done all the way up until now has kind of been handed to them. Your face, look, man, when you look across that locker room, I'll never forget when I seen Brian Shaw. I was like, man, who the heck is this dude over here, man? This dude got like a 40-inch vertical and could ball. Not on no blue chips, no nothing.
Yeah.
Came from like
just
out there, like just Superior, Nebraska, balling.
Yeah, I'm just it was funny. Yeah, that is true, because my roommate was from Petersburg, Virginia, and he was like I didn't know him, but he didn't know me, and we looked at each other the first time we went to work out. We were like, "What is going on?" Because he was the hardest thrower.
Yeah, you got to get used to it.
In the building.
Competition is tough, man. It's that really how you react to it.
Well, tomorrow,
how you react to it, Nate?
Yeah.
The competition. Do you wilter or do you?
He ran on the field during the kickoff. He ran on the field.
But I'm here now.
He ran on the field.
Where is he? That's your new homework. Find him, and I think you.
We do need to know about him.
You need to give him an apology on air.
Yeah.
Say, hey, man, I messed up your chance of being in the Tony Dorsett.
Yeah.
Or running on the field when you ran for 97 yards.
Yeah.
Do you forgive me? I guarantee he'd be like, nope. As he cracks open a Busch Light or Colt
tomorrow
45.
For tomorrow, Nathan. That's your mission. That's your homework for the night.
I'll try my best.
Let's see if you can find
promises.
him. Don't go anywhere. Sam Hoiberg up next here on 937 The Ticket. His special guest, CJ Wilcher from Husker Hoops.